Well, it's a 6-0 Tulsa run. You're going to see the steal. Shaquille Harrison with the run out and the flush. Jordan Jones will give to Bone in transition, and that's a new career high for Kelsey Bone, 27 points. So Mansell has 16 seconds to play in the half, 1st and 10 from the 20. So time of the essence. Mansell with time here, fires for the end zone. He's got it, touchdown. What a catch.
Looked like
by Devin
14.
Clark.
And that was a beautiful throw. We mentioned velocity. Well, there it was. He had a...
Boy, that's arm strength. I believe we would have college overtime rules. We'll see if that's needed. Eubank looking to win the game instead. He'll find Bird. That's a touchdown for Team World. Couple of the stars in this game combine on a 22-yard touchdown pass. And Team World has taken the lead with 48 seconds to play. And the pressure forces a steal, and Pratcher off her belt will scoop one up and in.
What a play by Pratcher. Took the hit and still was able to score.
Well, your nickname is the A-game, and she showed it off right there, and it's 8-0 Aggies.
3 players that come out of 2 schools in Florida. Where am I going to spend my time as a recruiter?
Well, Bondi won't attempt a 53-yard field goal. It's scramble time for Mansell. If he gets a block, he has a lot of running room. He'll pick up the first down and more. To the 20, still on his feet. Mansell, what a run. To the 7. That's a play. It is rainy and cold outdoors today in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Maybe some snow tonight, but it's warm and toasty inside the Rental Center as the Tulsa Golden Hurricane will host the Rice Owls in a Conference USA matchup. And hello, everyone. Welcome indoors. I'm Brett Dolan with the coach, Perry Clark. Great to have you with us tonight for some college basketball. And, Coach, we have 2 teams similar in one regard. They have a lot of young players, a lot of youth, and some inexperience. So we're going to find out how their non-conference slate prepare them for league play going forward.
It's certainly going to be an exciting game, and it's about balance and execution tonight for both teams.
Well, let's talk about the Rice Owls first. It has been a roster makeover for Ben Braun and company since they won 19 games last year. They have one senior. He's their leader, the leading scorer, and that's Tamir Jackson.
Well, he is a tremendous player. When we talk about balance, he has been everything for them. He gets his points off of transition. He gets his points when his ability to drive the basketball. He also can pull up and take the 3 behind all the ball screens, but they need some balance to help him. They can't depend on him to do all the scoring tonight.
Yeah, see Austin Romyak there feeding Tamir Jackson. He's one of the changes in the starting lineup tonight. Ben Braun had the same starting lineup every game this year, but Romyak will start tonight. And Julian DeBose, one of their sophomores, who will step up and try and provide them some offensive production tonight. Now switching gears to the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, Coach Danny Manning's had only 8 healthy bodies for the better part of the last 2 weeks. He's gone with a 4-guard lineup, Coach, and the man who leads them is a freshman point guard.
Well, yes, you talk about Mr. Woodard, and he is Mr. Consistency. He's been voted Freshman of the Week. He came in as one of the most impactful freshmen in the country, and he has absolutely done that. James Woodard is a stud. He can shoot the basketball in transition. He comes off of those ball screens extremely well, and he loves, Brett, the high ball screen where he can create for himself and either get to the basket or make the next play.
See the starting lineup for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Scotty Harrelson, he's made more than 200 three-pointers in his career. Somebody to watch for tonight shooting from a long distance. Well, should be a fun game today. Conference USA basketball from the Reynolds Center. It's the Tulsa Golden Hurricane and the Rice Owls right here on Podcast Sportsnet and CSS. And our opening tip comes your way next. So the Owls with the basketball in the lead, and there's Gerhardt. Black will play to Gerhardt.
See, but again, they have none of their post guys for Tulsa run the middle lane.
Shaquille Harrison from end to end, and he gets the field goal, and that's the 2nd basket he's made tonight.
If Tulsa gets the rebound and one of their post guys just run as fast as they can to the rim, they can beat Rice's guys down the floor, and they can get an easy shot, or they'll have great post-up position.
Rice has some of those three-pointers missed, so those long rebounds, that might lead into that ability to run the floor.
Without question.
It's hard to run when the three-pointers are falling, but they've cooled up just a bit. And Ramiak will bury the three-pointer. Boy, Ramiak, he will knock him in from long range. He had 14 points on 4 threes the other night against Southern Miss. Well, Kari Black has to work for points in the paint, but knocks one in.
And you know, Coach Brown was talking about Ramiak earlier and talking about what an outstanding shooter he was, and he thought he was one of the best shooters he had on his team, and he certainly has shot the ball like that tonight.
Boy, almost 80% of his points on the season come from three-point range, so you know where he's going to be shooting from, and he's done that 2 times in this game. Might get a chance for another, but there's a trip. Gursey hit the floor, fouled by Kari Black.
Probably the guy that gets the least credit and deserves the most is Gursey, because he is the guy that has done a really good job of keeping this Rice team running what it is that they're supposed to be running and getting the ball where it needs to go. And I'm not even so sure that he's taking a shot today.
Well, nifty behind the back pass, but Tamir Jackson couldn't finish. Who's it off? That might stay in Rice possession. To your point, though, Coach, it seems like Gursey's done the real good job of that spacing that you pointed out earlier.
He really has. And you can tell the players know that he's unselfish and that he will get the ball where they want it. And that's what Coach Brown was talking about when they recruited him. He led his team to a state championship. He was a leader, and that's what he was looking for out of his point guard.
You know, he can shoot. He made 4 3-pointers, 4 for 4 in that game against Harvard. He was the CUSA Freshman of the Week. He gets a shot there.
Yeah, before we give him the ball back.
That didn't work out so well. And then he gets the foul in the backcourt against Harrison. Max, you had the chance right there. Talking about a 4 for 4 shooting night against Harvard, and you threw up an air ball.
And the first thing he said is, my bad.
I think he pointed to us, too, as he walked by. The foul took place right in front of us. So not much has changed. Tulsa's knocked off 1 point of their halftime deficits. And a whistle going against Julian DeBose.
When I was coaching at Tulane, we played against Princeton with Pete Carell and with the Princeton style. And I asked my coaches, how should we play? I said, Coach, if we run around and guard this thing all night, we're going to be in a world of trouble. We got to come out and pressure, use our athleticism. We did. We blew them out by 3. And I just think Tulsa has to use their athleticism, their up-tempo this game a little bit more.
Scotty Harrelson, a 3-point bomber, but he worked on the low blocks to get his first field goal. Spoken like a true coach. Blew him out by 3. I like it. This big crowd here today finally has something to cheer about in Tulsa. Boy, points in the paint, 16-point advantage for Tulsa. Rice trying to move the ball around the perimeter, look for an open 3-point shot, and haven't been many of those here in the second half. Harrison competing against Tamir Jackson, but he gets the shot off and drains it again. And that is 14 points for Tamir Jackson. That was a big hit to cool the momentum.
It really was. And the thing that I've talked about how impressed I've been with Jackson as a 3-point play there. That's a great strong side drive right there by Harrison.
The finish and a foul and a free throw coming for Harrison, who's jumped up to 6 points, the freshman from Kansas City. Able to beat Gursey off the dribble.
You see, he's attacking the basket. This is the difference between what Tulsa was doing earlier. They were also hunting for jump shots. Now, every time a guy gets it, he's putting his head down and he's attacking the rim.
Not many times where a left-hander can drive from the right side, use that left hand. It worked well, though, for Harrison, and he completes the 3-point play. It's a 3-point game. The lone leader, the last lead for Tulsa was at 4-3, so it has been quite some time trying to get a stop here against the Rice Owls.
Jackson's stamina is very, very impressive, because I'm not so sure he's taken a blow. If it hasn't been very long, and he's been asked to do a lot of different things.
Strong move by Washington, but he couldn't finish. Then Black will clear. Here come the Golden Hurricane. Boy, Ray had a chance for a 3-pointer. He'll give it to Black, and he's fouled again by Tamir Jackson.
Right now, it's obvious what Tulsa's doing. Getting the ball inside, putting a lot of pressure on Rice.
Rice lead by 3.
And Brett, it looks like on 4th and 1, they're going to bring in a little bit more of a running threat. That's Johnny Manziel back in the game. He'll go under center.
just tries to push forward, I think, with a good spot. He'll have that first down as we go inside a minute here in the half.
I thought he was stopped early, but that line judge has come in. If he gets a right-footed spot from that line judge, they may get first down. I thought he was stopped initially, though.
First down indeed. Manziel able to get it. Now Manziel, his job is done. He'll leave, and Michael Wegson comes on to complete his drive that he started, the Knoxville kid. Time becoming an issue, though, with the clock running. So they got the first down. They still need 40 yards to get a touchdown. Trailing by 11 here in our second quarter. Clock management has been such an issue in college football this year, and Team NUC trying to execute the 2-minute drill. Boy, Wegson now just running for his life. And the pass is incomplete as it hit Jake Reed in the hands. Kid on his way to Indiana could not make the reception.
Well, Brett, I tell you what, I know they try and say you can measure intelligence a little bit with the Wonderlic coming out, but on-field smarts, his initial read was blocked. He wanted to go to a screen pass to, it looked like number 28, James Holly, and that was taken. Buys a little time, rolls back left, and hits Jake Reed right in the numbers. Jake's got to make that play and pick up his quarterback. That was a great play by Wegson.
So now 2nd and 10 for Wegson and Team NUC. Wegson flush from the pocket. They have to throw on the run. Plants unable to attempt to pass for Reed again, but out of his reach.
And that's the difference between a guy like Mariota. We've seen it at Oregon. He ran a play like that, and he turned it up and got 15 yards. Manziel can run. Wegson's not going to be able to make that first down on the run. And actually, again, it could be a smarter play. He may have intentionally done that because if he gets tackled before he gets out of bounds, they have to burn a timeout.
Looks like Manziel will come back in. Boy, this guy was meant to be a football player, born in Tyler, Texas, the home of Earl Campbell, and he was born at halftime of a Cowboys game, so he has timing going for him, too. And by the way, the Cowboys won, so it was a great day in the Manziel family.
Only in Texas and maybe in the state of Alabama would you even know that it was halftime of a football game.
He's able to complete a pass to Camille Jackson, finding him near the sideline around the 20.
Boy, that was a terrific throw, and that shows just his natural arm strength because he took one step to his right, didn't have his feet planted, and threw that ball 20 yards downfield on a rope to Camille Jackson, who's had himself a pretty good first half. Been the go-to receiver for Team NUC.
You know, they say about Manziel, he has a release similar to Case Keenum, who was supposed to be one of the Heisman Trophy favorites for the University of Houston this year before his season got derailed by injury. Not quite over the top, a little more of a push. You see that from Manziel. How much do the scouts or the coaches evaluate the mechanics and the throwing motions, even when you have those eye-popping numbers that Manziel has?
Well, you do. You look at it, but the main things I'm looking at are not necessarily the motion, but the time. How long does it take him to get it off? Because if he's got a loop in his delivery, that's going to take time, and that gives a defensive back a half a step. It gives that defensive end that's reaching him from the backside one more shot at that ball. Now, you don't have to have a perfect release, but what I want to know is how quickly does it get it off, what kind of velocity can get, and how accurate is he when he throws it. So if you can go through those two things and you're plussing all of them, you're going to be a pretty highly regarded quarterback.
And let's face it, these combines and these camps help getting different perspectives. In fact, the Manziel said Jim Harbaugh, there's that name again, he taught him how to take snaps and drop back from under center, something he didn't have to do in the high school ranks.
That's what's crazy is you get guys that can go all the way through college without ever taking a snap under center these days with all the spread offenses and the shotgun spreads, not necessarily just the air raid spreads, but the spreading run offenses. They may never go under center.
So Manziel has 16 seconds to play in the half, 1st and 10 from the 20. So time of the essence. Manziel with time here, fires for the end zone. He's got it, touchdown. What a catch.
Looked like
by Devin Clark.
Devin Clark, one of our uncommitted guys out of Sebring, Florida. He's looking at a bunch of schools like Louisville, maybe Home State, Miami, Texas Tech, Tennessee, USF, who had a big win tonight in the bowl game. And that was a beautiful throw. We mentioned velocity. Well, there it was. He had a...
Boy, that's arm strength.
25 yards on a rope. There was no sail in that ball as it went. Accurate, back shoulder. That was a type of throw that says he's not just a system quarterback that puts up a bunch of numbers for a great high school team. He is a great football prospect. Texas A&M's going to be thrilled with him.
PAT is good. So Devin Clark, they called him slick and slippery. He was able to get open, and then Manziel hit him in stride for the first.